The ball, I think he's that type of character. People, some might say it's a bit selfish, but no, I think I like your centre forward to take it. Of course, he's missed a couple, but many strikers do.
Absolutely. Derby kicking us off. Then they're attacking right to left. Sunderland attacking from left to right in home colours at Pride Park. Bit of a makeshift defence tonight for Derby County, with Aaron Casher missing and Curtis Nelson missing his first even minutes for Derby since he arrived at the club 18 months ago. A huge miss for them. He's out with a knee ligament injury for the rest of the season. Yeah,
it could be a big miss for them, hasn't it? Say the position they're in as well as one of those leaders, and the old-fashioned centre-back as well. And while we're at it, just having a look at Sunderland, I think it is looking like 4-4-2. I think Chris Riggs pulled out to this right-hand side, and Isidore Mienda through the middle. And the Faye, as you see, top of your picture, out on that left-hand side position again.
I'll be looking to impose a marker. Craig Forsyth, he's 36 on Friday. Yeah, he's been at Derby since he was 23.
Yeah, I played against him when he was there. Yeah, he's traditionally a left back, isn't he? But just say the age he's at now, and he can slip in there inside to that left-hand side of the centre back pairing.
Here's Marcus Harness on this left-hand side, brought down by Chris Mepham. Free kick to Derby on the left, about 10 yards ahead of the halfway line.
Yeah, nice bit of skill, wasn't it? Marcus Harness into the starting lineup this evening. Does Chris Mepham with a little nutmeg, wins his side a free kick.
Marcus Harness, he's also got a birthday on Friday. He turns 29. He was part of the double promotion with Ipswich Town, and he's now at Pride Park. There's going to be a free kick deep on the left-hand side for Derby, and I think they're going to look to swing this into the box, Danny.
Yeah, well, Mendes Lang, I think, they've got the lefty over it as well there, haven't they, as well? So they got the option. Callum Elder, I think it is.
In it comes from Elder. And it's headed away by Chris Rigg very well. Sirkin will give chase to this with Ebu Adams. And that's come off Adams for a Sunderland throw.
Yeah, we're looking for a good start, Dennis, this evening. He had a tricky first half at Burnley up against Anthony on Friday night, didn't he? Grew into the game second half and obviously won us that penalty as well late on.
He's now a Sunderland centurion, Dennis Sirkin, having hit the 100 milestone at Burnley last Friday, and it would have been a frustrating time for him last season with his injuries, to now getting that regular run again.
Well, it's vital as well, isn't it? Because obviously Adji Elise picking up his injury as well, and Dennis has had one or two. Obviously that hand injury, still got the bandage on this evening. He needs to stay fit now for us, and too many issues in the left back position, hopefully moving forward.
Jerry Yates up top, one of several Derby players in the squad tonight who you've played with, Danny.
He is, yeah, he was a young lad at Rotherham coming through, Jerry. No, I like him, he's a good player, and I say he's moved round in recent years, one or two championship clubs, Swansea and Blackpool as well, but
here he is now, just giving chase. Luke O'Nien covering. Enzo Lefebvre looked as if he was going to win that header, but didn't. It's down to Goodmine, and now it's back to the Derby back line with Forsyth.
But they've settled in okay, Derby, haven't they? Just moving the ball around, bit of possession.
It's knocked down to Kane Wilson, who's moved over to the left-hand side for tonight's game. Good challenge there from Trey Hume.
I just wondered if Derby had maybe changed it up at the back there, so with Wilson coming across, maybe a back three with Wilson at wing back, not sure.
Mendes Lang. Goodmine. Derby looking to keep possession early doors. Interesting to see, Danny, how much the two up front lead that press as well.
Yeah, it's vital, isn't it? Yeah, don't let Derby settle in if you can, and force them back, as you say there, and they'll be looking for those openings. And if they are a back three, I'm not sure it's shaped there. I'll look at it as the game develops there. But yeah, you're looking for those pockets of space, aren't you, if we can nick it in these sort of areas of the pitch.
Goodmine switches to play. Here's Adams. A bit more of a defensive role for him tonight. And he tried to aim there for Caden Jackson, another one of your former teammates at Ipswich.
Yeah, I've still got a few left who are playing. It's funny because you look at the ages of them now. It's just say Caden's 30 and Ben Osborne on the bench as well, 30. And these were young lads when I was playing, so shows how old they have done.
We won't go there too early in the game. Sirkin's throw. Job goes up for the challenge. It's back now with Adams. Widell Zetterstrom, the Derby goalkeeper, out to this left-hand side. Good footwork there by Elder, the Australian left-back. just about got enough on the pass. Thompson out to Adams. Sunderland fans in full voice as he goes to knock that long ball forward, and it's the first touch of the game for Anthony Patterson, 5 minutes in.
Yeah, just needs to settle down, certainly from a Sunderland point of view here now. It's similar to Friday night. As I said, we didn't see a lot of the ball early on. This is where you need Luke O'Nien and Chris Mepham just to try and get a few passes in. As I say, that Luke forces it long.
There's Job up against Yates, and now Sirkin comes in with a strong challenge, and it's just about marauded its way back to the Derby goalkeeper Zetterstrom. Lefay will close this one down, and it's a Derby throw in the right back area for the Rams.
Yes, he's been playing in midfield, hasn't he, recently, Adams, but it looks like, I think they've gone into a back three there. I think Ken Wilson's left wing back and Jackson possibly on that far side there. But he's certainly on that right hand side of that defence this evening, Adams.
O'Nien gets there first. Now it's on the left hand side as Enzo Lefay looks to win that one. He's got the throw in awarded by Sam Allison. Sirkin to take. It's Job. What a goal he scored in the home game against Derby on Wearside, and that one just about gets out from Mepham to Hume. Chance for him to stretch his legs. Mayenda tries to get on the turn against Elder. Will he get to this one first? Not quite. First chance for Mayenda to have a run.
Yeah, he's unlucky there. He flips it round the corner, doesn't he? But the ball just gets away from there. Forsyth comes across on the cover as well.
Interesting options on the bench. Obviously, it's not going to be planned by Regis certainly this early, but players like Salis Abdul Samed, who spent such a long time out injured. He made his debut against Stoke in the Cup. What did you make of him then?
When he came on against Stoke,
yeah,
he had a mixed appearance. But listen, he's been out for a while, a little bit rusty. He needs game time, and whether it's obviously getting game time for the 21s or coming off the bench, 20 minutes or so for the first team, just trying to build him back into it. You can train as much as you like with the lads, but it's different when you're out there in the heat of the battle, really, in a first team game.
Zetterstrom there with a wayward clearance, and it's a Sunderland throw on the left hand side just below the halfway line. Dennis Sirkin will launch it back into play. Swansea City lead against Sheffield United as Sunderland come forward here. We'll have more on that in a minute. Here's Chris Rigg. Hume's on the overlap. It'll get played to the far post. Sirkin tries to head it back into the mix. It's just half cleared. Here's Lefay. Now O'Nien. Lefay again. They try and get back down this left. Here's Job. It's Dan Neil for Sunderland. Yep, Sheffield United down a goal to Swansea.
Swansea, big defeat, wasn't it, against the local rivals Cardiff at the weekend? Was it 3-0? I think it finished, didn't it?
3-0, yeah. They'll be looking to bounce back, and they've started in the best possible fashion, the men from Wales, and it's coming from Lefay. He's get to the byline, and now it's Dennis Sirkin!
Oh.
First chance there for Sunderland, just over the
Dennis,
top.
Wasn't it? Well, he found himself in the box earlier on, didn't he, with that ball from Chris Rigg as well at the far post with the header. But then Sunderland finally getting a little bit of possession together, good movement off the ball. Dennis feeds it into Lefay, good awareness, just cuts it back, little disguise on it, and he just gets underneath it. A little bit too much there. Dennis Sirkin fires it over the top.
Yeah, neat exchange there between Sirkin and Lefay, and it ended with the left back just knocking it over the bar, but an early warning sign for Paul Warne and Derby. Warne now out on the touchline. He's certainly seen something to rectify, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what exactly that, really, isn't it? Where they've started quite well, Derby, they've moved the ball around but haven't created anything. Out of nothing, Sunderland, first real bit of possession, certainly in the Derby half as well. Create a good opportunity for Dennis Sirkin.
Dennis Sirkin getting his goal-scoring touch. He scored 5 in the 2022-23 season. Didn't score last year, but he only made 8 league appearances, and then scored a couple this year, including that absolute firecracker against Coventry some time ago.
Ball, that wasn't it? Yeah.
Mayenda penalised there for the challenge on Thompson. It's going to be a Derby free kick just behind the halfway line. Good mind the Dutchman to take. signing from AZ Alkmaar in the summer. Sam Allison, the referee, having a chat with Chris Mepham and Ebu Adams here. Bit of jostling as usual.
Yeah, he likes to get involved in these, Chris Mepham, doesn't he?
Certainly a physical presence, and certainly one Sunderland needed when they loaned him from Bournemouth in the summer. It lands towards the edge of the box, and Trey Hume should deal with that. He's got 2 Derby men on his back, and he wins a goal kick out of it. Smart play.
Yeah. He was just getting pressed there. Trey Hume from both sides, wasn't he? Wins aside a goal kick.
Bit of an unknown character. We got Luton there taking the lead against Oxford as well, which is a bit of a surprise given Luton's start to the season after getting relegated from the Premier League.
Yeah, they were the surprise one, really, weren't they? I think, you know, coming down, you never know how it's going to go, but the players they had, and they give it a good go last year in the Premier League. Obviously come up short, but yeah, I'm certainly surprised how the season went, and obviously Rob Edwards, part and company.
Jobe does well there. He knocks it out to Lefay on the left-hand side. He keeps it in play. He's up against Ebu Adams. Still in possession of it, Enzo Lefay, albeit 5 yards further back. Here's Sirkin. Derby getting bodies behind the ball, and it forces Sunderland back. His own 9. It's going to be a switch of play here from Jobe, looking for Chris Rigg. Wilson wins the header. Looks to break away. Chris Rigg's done well there, got his body in there and won the free kick.
Yeah, perhaps a physical mismatch, wasn't it? But he didn't give it up there, Chris Rigg. Just gets his body in, bit of contact, goes down, wins his side a free kick.
Kane Wilson at left back tonight,
yeah,
and you mentioned pre-match about his decent performance at right back despite their defeat.
That nice,
on side.
Obviously prefers to play over on that right. You can see there, he didn't really want to use his left foot, did he? Trying to chop back onto his favoured right foot and loses possession.
Could be an intriguing opportunity from this free kick on the right hand side. Won by Chris Rigg. He's behind it as well with Enzo Lefay. Jobe's up there, Chris Mepham's up there, Wilson Isidore of course as well. There's a good 4 or 5 of them.
I think Chris Mepham as well, still waiting to open his account, isn't he, for Sunderland?
Lefay in from the right-hand side, headed away by Mendes Lang. Caden Jackson was closing down there. It was important Lefay managed to get it back to Dan Neil with no fuss. Here's Patterson. Yeah, you mentioned Chris Mepham's goal drought. He's not actually scored since October 2020, so over 4 years since his last strike. That came for Bournemouth against Watford. Here's Hume. Dan Neil sprays it out to the left really well there for Dennis Sirkin. He's been enjoying getting forward in these early stages. And the appeals for the corner are waved away, it seems. He's in some pain as well, Dennis Sirkin.
Maybe on the follow through there, hasn't he? Lovely ball from Dan Neil there. Let's have a look back now.
Not sure if that took a nick or not.
Yeah, not too many Sunderland players argued it, to be fair, but he's back on his feet anyway, Dennis.
Yeah, not sure if maybe he kicked the ground and just jarred his ankle a little bit. Have to wrap him in cotton wool, Dennis Sirkin, that's for sure. Just as a side note, Middlesbrough and West Brom play each other tonight, and I think it's important that we give our very best congratulations to Tony Mowbray back in the game, and with West Brom and away against his hometown club as well.
Yeah, it's how football works, isn't it? But yeah, it's good to see him back there. Seen his press conference earlier on this afternoon. Looks like he's enjoying himself.
One of a rare breed of universally loved figures in football is Tony Mowbray, that's for sure. It's a big game as well, that, for the top 6 race as well.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? Yeah, it's sort of clutching on there. There's a little cluster in there as well. Watford, sort of 3 or 4, aren't they? Tight, just in behind us.
It's Forsyth, Adams. Sunderland have got 3 up there now. Isidore's going to close down the goalkeeper who clears. Should go all the way through to his opposite number, Patterson, who's had very little to do in the opening quarter of an hour. Sunderland build out from the back again. Mepham. Now Hume. Jockeyed by Harness, plays it down the line to Mayenda. Sunderland throw just ahead of the halfway line on the right flank. Derby patched up at the back. Ebu Adams back there. Forsyth, like you say, at centre back. A left back by trade. Kane Wilson at left back. He's normally a right back, and they could be at danger of losing their most promising defender, Aaron Cashin.
Isn't it? Yeah, filling holes really, aren't they? So yes, we're not sure what's happening with Cashin. Seen earlier on, didn't we, that Brighton has shown a bit of interest. So whether something's happening there, we're not sure.
They cash in on Cashin remains to be seen, but of course Curtis Nelson, what a blow that is, with his knee ligament injury ruling him out for the season. Hume with the throw in for Sunderland. They'll look for Isidore. Cleared by Thompson. Caden Jackson back doing his defensive duty, and he plays it to Mendes Lang, and it's knocked forward aiming for Yates, who will go on a foot race with Luke O'Nien, whose no-nonsense clearance sends it out for a Derby throw.
Yeah, good decision, I think. There, I think he's maybe waiting for Anthony Patterson to come and claim it. Probably will make it just inside the box, but doesn't take any chances. Deals with the situation.
Approaching 300 appearances for Sunderland, Luke O'Nien. What an absolute achievement that is.
Yeah, he's played about 300 positions as well, hasn't
he? He'd certainly go in goal if you asked him to, Luke O'Nien. Here's Callum Elder for Derby. Adams. Oh, good mind. Derby looking to sustain possession, and they haven't really done too much with it in attack so far, but it's a switch of play aimed out for Kane Wilson. Can he keep it in? Not quite.
Yeah, big switch was on, wasn't it? It's quite quick, Wilson, as we say there, but too much on it for him. Trying to get him down this left-hand side.
Derby fans are a little bit reactive at the moment. They're waiting for their side to do something, which you can understand, really.
Relatively happy with the start, though. You know, 17 minutes on the clock, and you know, other than that one from Dennis Sirkin, really, it's been quiet, hasn't it, in terms of opportunities. They've had a good bit of the ball, haven't really created much, though.
Millwall have taken the lead against Cardiff down at the Den. Alex Neil, of course, who won promotion with Sunderland from League One in 2022, now Millwall boss. Foul there from Enzo Lafay. Sam Allison gives her. I guess it's important as well, Danny, for a player who's come from abroad, getting used to English football, because it does tend to be so different to that on the continent. Yeah, but speed of the game and everything, I think, even at obviously championship level as well. See there, maybe thinking he's got a little bit more time, and then just gets lent into by Adams, doesn't he? Nudges him off the ball a little bit. Another championship opener at Vicarage Road. Preston lead at Watford, which is quite a surprising one. But as we said before the game, you can never predict a full championship round of fixtures. It's Harness for Derby. Looks to thread it through to Wilson.
Almost in there, aren't they? 2v1 down the left. Chris Meckham coming across, but fortunately for Sunderland, just runs out of play. Yeah, it was Mendes Lang and Wilson. If one of them had made it, then Mepham was going to be potentially caught cold, but Trey Hume will take the throw in. Rig on to Job. Oh, what a turn that is. Wins the foul as well. Yeah, nice little Cruyff turn, wasn't it? He had one of those on second half as well, with two pressing him on at Burnley Friday night, which he wriggled out of. Similar. Nice bit of skill. Yates and Thompson on his back, and he managed to get away from them both with the Cruyff turn and won the free kick. Chris Mepham sussing his options there. Here's Rig. Hume's lost out there, and Derby could potentially break forward here. Kane Wilson down this left-hand side. Gets into the Sunderland half. Harness. There's a nice triangle of play in the end from Derby. It's Mendes Lang up against Hume on this left-hand side for Derby. Makes his way into the box. Now it's Wilson. Still not away yet, and it just gets through to Patterson. Yeah, you can see what he's looking for there. Wilson just tries to thread it into Mendes Lang. He lets it run across him there into the arms of Anthony Patterson in the end. Promising build-up play from Derby, wasn't it? And here now, let's have a look at it back. Sort of in between Mendes Lang and Thompson, isn't it, in the end? Sunderland a little bit sloppy in possession in the Derby half there, and it led to a counter-attack, but now Dan Neal's looking for an option. He's found one in Mayenda. He's being intensely monitored by Callum Elder. Still on the ball, Mayenda. He's got a one-on-one up against Elder, and he'll
look for Chris Rigg, and it was just a bit of a heavy touch.
Heavy touch, wasn't it? Yeah.
Derby still can't quite get out of their own final third, but they managed to in the end. Albeit with some uncertainty. Here's Goodmine, good footwork from him out to the right-hand side for Caden Jackson. Hasn't been too involved in the game in this opening quarter.
Yeah, Derby fans aren't happy there. Caden Jackson didn't back himself, did he, to have a look at Dennis Sirkin. Chopped out and went back home.
It's Elder, one Australian cap. He's been in England since he was 16, experienced at this level. Here's Harness. Heavy touch, and it winds up with Trey Hume, and now Chris Rigg can turn. Here's Dan Neal. Well, that's a beautifully sprayed ball out to Lefay. Nice touch as well. Now it's Isidore. Lefay running ahead of him. Isidore 30 yards from goal. He'll go for goal. And Zetterstrom gets his body behind it. It's going to be a corner.
Yeah, decent strike. Been quiet, hasn't he, Wilson Isidore? Hasn't seen too much of the ball so far, but he picks that up there. Again, Dan Neal spraying it out to the left-hand side, and you just see there Forsyth backs off initially. Invites the strike from Wilson Isidore, puts his foot through it again. Decent strike. Keeper parries it. Elder's there to mop up for Derby County.
He was certainly his own biggest critic from Friday, Wilson Isidore, and he'll be putting pressure on himself to get back in the goals. 2 more and it'll be double figures in the Championship in his debut season in England. Cleared by Derby down the left-hand side. The corner came to nothing. 09 with a nice touch onto Sirkin. Oxford are now level against Luton, who can't seem to catch a break this season. 1 apiece at the Kassam Stadium. Still goalless here at Pride Park though. No real clear-cut opportunities. Dennis Sirkin putting a looping effort over the bar after a nice move. That's the closest either side have come. Hume challenged by Harness, who comes away with the ball, and now it's Goodmine. Wilson down the left, and Hume dived in and didn't get there. And Chris Rigg's going to come back and cover. Good defending.
Yeah, it wasn't there. Good recovery. Chris Rigg helping out. His full back there.
Sunderland starts again with Chris Mepham. Now Hume. All the way through to Wilson Isidore, and he's ended up losing his footing as he's raced after the ball against Elder.
He's trying to open his legs up there, wasn't he, Wilson? Loses his footing.
Just that danger, I guess, of him maybe trying a bit too hard.
Yeah, I think, as you say there, it will be on his mind again from Friday night until he perhaps finds the back of the net. And see decent strike a minute ago then. Don't mind that they're pulling out. You see it with Mienda, and the two of them, if they are playing through the middle, they've got to be trying to drag the centre-backs out down the flanks as well.
Very well versed in European football, Wilson Isidore. It's his 4th country, England, that he's played in throughout his career, and he's still only 24. Derby have a chance to regroup with a throw-in in their own half on the left. Paul Warne out of his seat and barking orders. One of your former managers, Danny?
No, former. Well, he's a fitness coach really. It's under Steve Evans at Rotherham.
Worked his way up.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, coach. Yeah, he was a good lad, Warney. He was taking a lot of the sessions.
Harness.
Yeah, good defending from Chris Mepham. Matches the run of Harness there.
He's had a lively first quarter of the game, Marcus Harness, but
yeah, I'm just looking at their set. I think they're in a sort of a 3-4-1-2 really. Harness just in behind Mendes Langen, and Jerry Yates through the middle as the 2.
He's given Sunderland a hard time before in his Portsmouth days. Here's Dan Neal. Sirkin, Job, Sirkin again. Dan Neal to his right, he opts to go left. Lefay had made the run.
Yeah, Dennis thought about it.
Out to the right-hand side, Rigg down to Hume. Slowly pushing forward now. Mayenda on the edge of the box. He's got 2 Derby men, and it's going to be a corner. Goodmine with the touch away from Mayenda, and it's going to be a corner kick on the right-hand side for the Black Cats.
Chris Rigg on duties this evening. Middle of their Derby set up. 3-zonal across the 6-yard box. The rest in this huddle. The bus stop.
Lafay's there with Rigg. He plays it short. Now it's back to Chris Rigg. Is it going to go into the box? It is, but it's mishit, and Zetterstrom claims.
Yeah, if we're honest, I mean, looking at the surfaces, it looks a little bit bobbly and churned up, doesn't it? Obviously, we had a bit of rough weather recently with the snow and a little bit of rain, maybe, but they put a delivery in there. They're out there, Derby on the short corner. They've got a couple out there. I just think put a ball in the box to test the keeper.
It was only 3 days ago Derby played at Pride Park. They lost at home to Watford, and their rivals Luton have regained the lead at Oxford. That's a cracking game at the Kassam. Wilson tries to play it in from the left-hand side. Hume gets to it. And a set piece to deal with.
Daniel not happy. He's having a word there, isn't he? A couple of times they have got him down this left-hand side, or looking to. Certainly Wilson, so say there, gets forward when he can.
Yeah, Hume's been the busier defensively of the fullbacks, hasn't he? Dennis Serkin doing most of his duties going forward.
Yeah.
It's going to be a corner to Derby, the first from this left-hand side.
Just have a look around there. They've gone down the Arsenal route, loading in the back of the 6-yard box. See there.
Certainly to great effect this season. It's come to the back stick. And the header.
Yeah, it's a freebie as well. He gets up above Dennis Serkin. It's Forsyth, isn't it?
Yep.
Just gets under it slightly. Decent delivery. He'd be disappointed there. Back on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Craig Forsyth.
This is one off Dennis as well.
Got underneath it. Serkin did enough to put him off the header. 367th appearance for Derby, that is. That's well into testimonial territory, isn't it, Danny?
Good going, isn't it? Yeah. Good servant.
What do you think Regis Labrise is thinking right now?
A little bit frustrated, I think. You know, we've had moments, haven't we, so far? You know.
It's Job. He picks it up on the halfway line. Elects to go back to
just think in terms of creating, obviously Dennis had that one, and then Wilson from what 30-odd yards really. Other than that, we haven't really done enough in the final third so far. Just give away there.
Yeah, Neil gives it to Thompson, and Derby have it back. A little bit sluggish from both sides in terms of keeping possession for sustained periods. It's back with the goalkeeper Zetterstrom, who's going to switch it out to the left. Hume wins the header. Now it's Chris Rigg, and that's into the middle of nowhere, and Derby have picked up the loose ball. Here's Wilson, and one back by Chris Rigg. Fair play to him there.
Yeah.
Now it's out to Job, and Sunderland can burst forward. Job stretching his legs, almost unstoppable like this. Here's Mayenda, goal for Sunderland. Eliza Mayenda into the side, and he opens the scoring for Sunderland at Pride Park after 28 minutes.
As you say there, Dan, Chris Rigg, wasn't he? Actually give the ball away with a sloppy pass, but credit to him, he goes to win it back. And then Sunderland are on the counter, and there's those fans there. They're up, enjoying it in the far corner. And Mayenda, we've seen him in recent weeks, he's had a couple similar positions where he's fired it into the side netting. Well, that one there, he's calm, and he slots it under the keeper, and Sunderland are in front.
The Spanish are known for being relaxed, and he certainly showed composure there to slide it under Zetterstrom for his 4th of the season. Eliza Mayenda makes it Derby County 0, Sunderland 1.
Yeah, there it is there now, you see. Gilman there just holding his hands up, isn't he, asking what's happened there, and Thompson. And Job steps into the space, sucks a couple of players in. I think he's obviously trying to play it into Wilson's feet there, and I think it's Elder that gets tight and he misses the ball. See it there now, and it falls to Mayenda on his right foot. As I said there, calm finish, passes it through the keeper's legs, and Sunderland are in front.
Chris Rigg lost it, then won it back, and Job really drove through that midfield, didn't he, as we've seen so many times. And like you say, looked to play it to Isidore, who got what ended up a really beneficial touch. Mayenda had time and space and slotted it away.
Well, the two centre forwards are almost 5 yards apart, aren't they, on this right hand side really? And as you say, Job tries to wrap it into Wilson Isidore's feet. Elder's tight behind him, neither get hold of the ball, but it falls to Mayenda. Say touch out of his feet and a nice composed finish. Say those two he's had in recent weeks, and there was one against Stoke, wasn't there? Another one at home, I can't remember, but thrashed at it into the side netting. But that one there, it's just passing, isn't it? Yes, it's on his weaker foot there, but he's only 5 yards or so out. And a nice calm finish.
The Wearsiders lead, and as do the Teessiders. Tony Mowbray's start to life at West Brom, not taking the best of turns in the first half. Back at his old stomping ground, Borough lead 1-0 against West Brom. And Swansea, of course, still lead Sheffield United as it stands the last we heard anyway, and Sunderland leading at Derby. It's a good night so far, still a long way to go. Half hour played here at Pride Park. If you're just tuning in, Eliza Mayenda opens the scoring for Sunderland. Here's Sirkin, wins the throw-in out of Caden Jackson. And Sunderland maybe now have their tails up.
Yeah, a little bit of lift, and they're trying to have control of the game now, isn't it? 15 minutes, obviously, before the break. Just trying to manage the game, isn't it? Create opportunities, of course, yeah, but try and dominate possession, frustrate Derby, frustrate their fans.
Travelling Mackems in full voice in Derbyshire as their team draw first blood. Here's Mendes Lang for Derby. Cleared by Adams. Jerry Yates have made a run, should be Luke O'Nine's all day, up into the night sky. Adams will get the foul out of Job, and it's one of those, isn't it,
Yeah.
where any contact.
Well, I think they're both under the flight in the first one, aren't they? And then he just waits for a little bit of contact. You see there, they both missed the first one. We've not quite picked it up on the replay. It's not a lot of contact. Job's not happy. Feels he's gone down a little bit easy.
They tend to be pretty predictable ones for a defensive player, as you can maybe vouch.
Yeah, buy one off the ref, yeah. Sometimes they almost feel that they've got to give those ones.
Here's Luke O'Nine. Here's Mepham. Dan Neil under pressure from Yates, wins the free kick.
Yeah, just see Yates there. I think he's asking one of his midfielders just to step up a little bit. Goodman is playing a little bit deeper this evening, alongside Thompson.
Hume's going to swing it into the box, and it's an awkward bounce. Forsyth ends up stooping for the clearing header, and now it's Marcus Harness under pressure from Mayenda, who thought about coming round the back, and that's a strong challenge and a very well timed one.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that. I thought it was actually Sunderland's ball. Dan Neil slides in, good challenge, and he plays it off his man. You can see the way the ball travelled. See it back now. There you go. Off kick.
To take a double ricochet off Wilson there. Hume's throw-in's one back by Derby. Good footwork again from Goodman in the midfield for Derby. Hume back at his feet, and there were three Sunderland players there, and Job's gone in late on Harness, who had gone to pick up the loose ball. Derby play the advantage. They'll get the throw, and Sam Allison's going to draw this one back and have a word with Job.
In the book, isn't he?
He's going to show him a yellow card as well.
Played the advantage there. The Derby fans, I think, wanted the free kick, but a bit of space as the ball broke free. You see it back here now.
Just a late one there from Job on
the
Harness.
ball's there. He's just fracturing late, isn't he? Yeah. Stops the first one there. It just gets away from him slightly.
20 years ago, it's not a yellow. It certainly is now. It's a 7th yellow card this season for Job. Here's Adams. Play back underway now. Gets it back. Closed down from Lefay, and it's Sunderland throw. Good pressing.
Yeah, it's good energy from Sunderland. Yeah, from the front as well, wasn't it? Wilson had gone through, and then the lads then have got to follow up behind him, and they did. Force the throw in on the far side.
Lovely turn there from Dan Neil to get past Harness. Millwall have doubled their lead against Cardiff, and that's a crucial clash in the bottom half. We spoke pretty much about how tight it is down there. It could certainly affect Derby, who are now behind to Mayenda's goal. Here's Mepham. Chris Rigg. Luke O'Nine with a chance to clamber forward with the ball and find Sirkin. Fancies his chances against Thompson, but Jackson's across as well to help him out. Tried to play a 1-2 with Lefay there. It's given away to Job, and then given away again. Derby uncertain in their own final third. Sunderland's pressing is intense.
Sunderland lose the ball, getting after them, aren't they? Put them under pressure. And then they do well on that occasion. And then they give it away in the end. Harness.
Straight back to Luke O'Nine, and Sunderland have no rush to start proceedings again. 11 minutes to go of this first half. Sunderland leading on the road again. Derby fans down in the dumps at the moment. All you've heard all night at the moment is the visiting fans, and probably understandably so. Luke O'Nine, and Jackson makes the challenge. It's Mendes Lang rather. Sunderland backline seeing plenty of the ball, knocking it about. Here's Trey Hume. Now Rigg plays it nicely through to Hume, who's got plenty of space to run into, and he's not being closed down. Hume, Goodmine manages to intercept his attempted square pass to Isidore, and now it's Job.
Yeah, can't keep the ball at the minute, Derby, can they? Sunderland come again.
Sirkin, just into the box now, looks for Lefay. Oh, what a beautiful turn that is. He's got to the byline. Enzo Lefay. And it nearly came out to Isidore. It was half cleared by Jerry Yates, back doing his defensive duties. What a turn that was from
nice,
Lefay.
wasn't it? Adams didn't read it, did he? Sent him for the pine chips. See it back here now. Ball from Dennis down the line, and then we'll see you later. Not much to work with though, is it? It's tight corridor. He tries to feed it into Mienda, and this say almost drops for Isidore.
Yeah, I think maybe the goalkeeper Zetterstrom was the one who got the leg to it to allow Derby to half clear it at least. Lefay showing some of his creative mind there. It's already got a song. Yeah,
well, you asked early on, they really should be happy now. They've got themselves in front and just controlling the game. You see now movement off the balls, excellent, moving the ball well around the pitch.
It's Luke O'Neill. Sunderland's back line pushing up about 10 yards ahead of the halfway line, trying to camp in the Derby half now. Sirkin. Now Job. It's brought down. Free kick in a threatening position out of Thompson there.
Yeah, just getting run around a little bit, aren't they, Derby? That's the problem then when, as you say, they were forcing them back into their half. Centre-backs are camped on the halfway line. As soon as we are losing possession, we're ratting, getting after them, regaining it as quick as we turn it over. See there, Job takes the ball, doesn't it? Yeah, little clip on his heels. Thompson, I think, wasn't it, trying to plead his innocence, but no, catches him. He favours a right footer, left-hand side of the box.
Dynamism on the ball from Job is fantastic. What an outlet it is.
Yeah, no, his running power. You know, he looks bigger and stronger this year. Obviously, he's still growing. Still, what's he, 19, isn't he now?
Yep.
But he keeps going, and I think sometimes you're watching whether it's the first minute or the 89th minute. He still looks fresh, full of energy.
Two men behind this free kick, Lefay and Rigg. Not sure whether it's going to be a dink into the box or a shot. Lefay goes for goal and forces Zetterstrom with a diving save. It's come back to Sirkin. It's not away yet. Thompson heads it out to the right-hand side, and Job can pick it up. It's going to be a throw into Sunderland.
Yeah,
good effort there.
Warm the gloves of the keeper, didn't he? To his right-hand side, up and over the top of the wall there. Yeah, I'd say comfortable. Wasn't quite in the corner, was it? A decent enough strike though. One for the cameras.
Frenchman denied by the Swede. Hume with a brilliant challenge. Here's Dan Neal. Derby can't get out of their own half. Mepham. He's got Rigg up ahead. He's going to go 1v1 with Wilson, and now Yates gets back. And Rigg penalised for a foul on Wilson.
He does well in those challenges, Trey Hume, doesn't he? He looks like he's been beat time and time again. He gets the leg round the opponent, just hooks the ball away from them. Just outnumbered there, Chris Rigg.
I think he tried to pull out of that one as well, didn't he? And just caught Wilson. Penny for Paul Warren's thoughts at the moment. His Derby side are getting increasingly dominated.
Yeah, been frustrated. I think he would have been, as I say, first 15 minutes quite happy. They had a bit of possession, didn't really do enough with it though in the final third. And then out of nothing, Sunderland created one or two opportunities, and as soon as they got the goal, they've taken control of the game.
I think Derby perhaps will be content with going in just a goal down.
Yeah, and then obviously as the game goes on, we've seen it before. I go back to the Portsmouth game a couple of weeks ago. Yes, they lost in the end 1-0, of course, but that last 10 minutes we got a little bit nervy, dropped off with the extra man as well. And they had a couple of good opportunities, Portsmouth, that day as well.
Rigg knocks it through, and there could be a break on here. And if not for Ebu Adams, Derby would have been in deep trouble under pressure from Enzo Lefay. There were two men to his left as well.
He does well there, Adams. So Lefay matches him all the way across the pitch, sees the ball out.
Just going to look to launch this one down the left for Derby. Throw. Trey Hume easily brushes Mendes Lang aside. which is no easy feat with his frame. Isidore just came off Lafay, broke kindly for Derby there, and Harness can knock it out to the left-hand side. And is it a good ball? Mendes Lang doesn't quite keep it in.
A couple of them Derby down this left-hand side.
Plenty of championship experience, Nathaniel Mendes Lang, seasoned EFL winger. ...16 League One assists last season. He was a machine at Pride Park in their promotion campaign, up into the night sky from Forsyth, and that's an awkward chest down, and Isidore is penalised for the foul in the end on Jackson.
Yeah, well, it's Caden Jackson, isn't he, back in his own box there. I thought he was just going to head it back to his keeper, but he tries to take it on his chest and it gets away from him. Isidore thinks he can just nick it, catches his heels.
Pleads his innocence, Wilson Isidore, but again it goes back to the one, a little bit of contact. And
yeah, it was similar to his one at Burnley, wasn't it, for the first penalty, really, where he just ran across the defender.
Coventry have taken the lead at Blackburn, and Blackburn have had a bit of a mixed bag. They are challenging for the top six, but they do have a little bit of inconsistency here and there.
Yeah, there's one or two results going for us, that one as well.
Frank Lampard, the former Derby boss, of course, now at the helm at Coventry. Ball up in the air here, Mendes Lang looks to get it down. Harness tried to play it through to Wilson, and it's picked up by Hume. Cleared by Mepham, he was aiming for Mayenda. Again, Derby win the loose ball. Trey Hume come for a handball there by Sam Allison. A little bit scrappy in the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, if you get it down there, Lafay had a bit of space over on that left-hand side, but we couldn't quite get it under control.
Derby have had seldom opportunities to get into the box, but they might have one now. Trey Hume again goes to ground and wins the tackle with Wilson. Be hugely gutting for Sunderland if Derby were able to make an impact late in this half.
Yeah,
such
it's
has
got
been
to switch
the
on here now, do your jobs defensively. See a couple of minutes coming up to the break. I think a bit of physicality about them, Derby. See that one earlier on, Forsyth free header 6 yards out. Should have done better.
They play it short, Callum Elder. It's now going to go into the box. A threatening one, and the header does come in from Ebu Adams. Easy one for Patterson.
Yeah, that's what we're saying at half-time. They've had 2 opportunities now from set pieces, haven't they? See the other one from Forsyth. This one here was switched off a little bit. Can we get out a bit quicker? Elder takes a touch, stands it up there, and Adams just gets over the top of Luke O'Nien. What's he, 7 yards out or so? But yeah, certainly at half-time, come on boys, tighten up. Set pieces, vital.
Ebu Adams has had an interesting career. He came up through the non-league route, and now he has 20 caps for Gambia, and he's played at the Africa Cup of Nations. So a very interesting journey, a unique one for Ebu Adams, who scored 4 league goals. He's shown his capabilities at this level. He's been very industrious for Derby in this first half, but Sunderland still dominating possession. Here's Rigg on the right-hand side. Looks to play it into the middle to Isidore. It's cleared for a Sunderland throw.
He's forced a couple, hasn't he, Chris Rigg? I mean, he's done excellent for the goal, but he gave it away in the build-up. He's had a couple of legs coming inside naturally onto his left foot there. I think just tidy on possession, keep the ball, don't force it too much.
Throw from Hume, up into the air from Elder. Isidore will take it down, play it to Rigg. And now here's Jobe. Sirkin. Little chop inside, and he goes to play another 1-2. Can he get there first? Jackson had to get that one right.
Yeah, he did as well. Good defending.
Dennis Sirkin still not happy with the challenge, but he did win the ball, Jackson. Here's Dan Neil, nice footwork down the left-hand side. Beautiful play from Dan Neil. Just tried to thread it
right,
through.
Wasn't it? Until the pass, lovely from Dan there. Just when he's on his game, Dan Neil, he's excellent to watch in there. You know, it's all like, it's like poetry, isn't it, on the pitch with the ball at his feet. He just glides past people, and then just too much weight on the pass. But yeah, when he's at it, Dan, he's excellent. Good challenge. Say Caden Jackson, he won't want to be doing too much work in that penalty box, will he? Naturally, he wants to be up the top end of the pitch, but he does really well again, helping his team out.
Around a similar sort of area to where Dennis Sirkin won the penalty at Burnley. Yeah. He wasn't going to get one this time. Moving into first half stoppage time now. Just for 1 minute, and Sunderland will look to see this out for a single goal lead at the break. What have you made of the first half as a whole?
I thought first, well, sort of 8 minutes or so, wasn't it, before we got into the game, really, that effort from Dennis Cirkin. We started sluggish again, but then since then we sort of grew into the game, and once we got the goal, we've taken control of it, really. I said there a couple of minutes ago, they've had a couple of opportunities from set pieces, so that's something we've got to switch on to second half. So Trey took one there, hasn't he? But yeah, just keep the ball ticking. You see when we're at it and we're moving off the ball, it almost looks like we've got an extra man at times.
Trey Hume just getting one in the face there from
Wilson.
Looked like Kane Wilson, yeah. Last one to chase for Isidore in this half. It's knocked back towards the halfway line, headed back into the mix. Mayenda up against Elder. Harness comes away with the ball. Mayenda fouls him. And that should be about that. And it is indeed halfway point here at Pride Park, and it was 1-0 in the reverse fixture on Weir side at half-time, and it's replicated again here. Sunderland full value for their lead. Elijah Mayenda with his 4th league goal of the season, opening the scoring. And at half-time in Derbyshire, it's Derby County 0, Sunderland 1. Fans are buoyant here at Pride Park, and I mean, that could be partially due not just to Sunderland's lead, but also Swansea's, who have got the advantage against Sheffield United, albeit an unlikely one. Still plenty of time to go in that one, of course, as well. There's been a few goals in the Championship. Cardiff have just got one back at Millwall, so that could have a lot of effect towards the bottom half of the table, where Derby are currently battling. Of course, they're looking for a 5th. They're looking to go without a 5th straight defeat. Back underway for the second half. Sunderland now attacking from right to left. Big ball straight up into the air. Cirkin takes it down. Looks to knock it up, looking for Isidore, and Adams clears. Sunderland were pretty comfortable defensively for the lion's share of the first half.
Really, I mentioned Dan Neil, didn't I? He just sort of had an impact on the game, really, when he's dictating play and sort of orchestrating things just in front of the centre-backs. Ticks us over really well when he's on his game.
Come Derby on the halfway line with Elder. Yes. Crucial touch there from Hume, and now Mayenda's trying to move clear, and he does tremendously well. Keeps his footing as well.
Yeah, he's going to go back to the referee.
No, I don't think he is. He perhaps should have done, but it's out on the left-hand side for Enzo Lefay if he can keep it in. Adams gets his body in the way and shields it out.
He went through a couple of challenges there, didn't he, Elijah Mayenda? I think the referee done the right thing in terms of trying to allow play to go on, but I think just as he plays the ball, does he get caught? Just have a look at it back here now. This one here, Thompson coming in. A little bit, possibly, yeah. Turned over possession as well.
Sunderland have their own throw-in on the halfway line. It's back to Chris Mepham. Here's Hume. Launched forward, looking for Mayenda. Elder should have this one as meat and drink. It's down to Goodmine. Coventry have doubled their lead at Ewood Park against Blackburn. Brilliant night so far for Frank Lampard and his side. Harness is going to get this one down. He's got space to run into. Job is tracking him now. Nice turn from Harness. Crucial intervention from Cirkin.
Joe's good from Dennis as well. He knows he's got a man behind him and he has to go and press. Jerry Yates commits. He gets the block in.
Derby starting again here with the veteran Forsyth. Mendes Lang. They did this at the start of the first half, didn't they, Derby? Tried to keep the ball as much as possible, and that faded out.
Yeah, they did, but didn't really do enough with it, did they? So, a good feed from Mendes Lang.
Sheffield United have got that equaliser early in the second half at Swansea.com Stadium. Normal service resumed there, you'd probably have to say, but still one apiece there, all square. Mendes Lang drawing a foul out of Rigg, meanwhile. And Derby will have a free kick just ahead of the halfway line. Plenty forward for Derby. Goodmine's going to take.
Jerry Yates, I think, is it? Starting in offside position. Up for the knockdown.
Yeah, nearly a deceptive one for the second ball. Forsyth wins the header. It's headed clear in the end, and now it's Thompson. Can Lefay get to that one? Not quite, but it will be a solid throw.
Wilson has those reaction as well, and Lefay almost steals the ball there.
That would have been the most threatening of breaks if Lefay had nicked in front there of Liam Thompson. Do you feel Sunderland will be trying to play on the counter-attack, or will that be absorbing too much pressure?
I think they can do both, can't they? I say we're more than comfortable in possession. We see that in the first half, really. But then at the same time, yeah, you've got pace on the counter-attack as well. And say if that Derby backline, if they want to step up and play a high backline, then as soon as you win it on those turnovers, just pop a ball in behind. Paul Warne and his staff there, deep in thought, maybe give it 10 minutes or so and have a look to his bench.
Could well be. He made 3 changes, didn't he? So a few of those players who played in the defeat to Watford will be eagerly awaiting their opportunity on the sideline. Here's Luke O'Nien. He's marauded about 40 or 50 yards across to the left-hand side with the ball, and he was brought down as well. Sam Allison's going to reach for his pocket here.
Yeah, something I mentioned, he'd done it really well at Turf Moor as well. A few times in the first half, stepped in with it. And same again there. And centre forwards don't enjoy that. They don't really want to run back, but it's a 30-40 yard run towards their own goal that they've got to make, really, and trying to chase down the centre half. And just as he plays the ball there, Luke O'Nien, Harness leaves a bit on him. Doesn't believe he's getting booked.
He believes he's getting booked, but he doesn't like that he's being called back over.
Yeah. no, some refs think it's a bit disrespectful. You're walking away and, just come here, let me have a quiet word and take your medicine. Mumbling away there, Harness. It's Thompson, he's striding away from there, isn't he? And then it comes across, and then, listen, I don't think you can argue that, can you?
It's a blatant yellow, isn't it?
Nowhere near the ball. A little smirk on his face there now, Luke O'Nien.
They share a smile together there, Harness and O'Nien. Lefay once again with Rigg behind the set piece. A left and a right-footed option. Would you back here a Lefay in swinger towards the box?
No, I generally prefer the out swinger. I think we played it. Patrick Roberts just feed the ball in between keeper and obviously edge of the box there. He's sort of looking penalty spot region.
It's exactly that from Chris Rigg.
It's got there though.
Second ball comes out to O'Nien. It's cleared by Harness, with whom he had that tangle a minute or so ago. Here's Dan Neil. Lumped forward looking for O'Nien, headed clear by Forsyth. Elder with the second header. Hume realising he's got Yates breathing down his neck. Patterson plays it nicely to Jobe, just a bit of a heavy touch on the chest, and now Derby win it back. It's Mendes-Lang this time on the right-hand side. He's got Jackson on the overlap. Strong there as well.
Good challenge from Dennis. Yeah, and he gets the decision. Enjoyed that one, Dennis. And I think Caden Jackson, he's not happy. Just have a look at it back now. Good work from Lefay, you see there, getting around Mendes-Lang, and as it's fed into Caden Jackson. But you can't see it as much from that angle there. This one you will. Just pops up off Caden Jackson. Dennis agrees.
Shut the door straight in his face and want to throw him for his troubles as well. Paul Warne will be a frustrated figure on that Derby bench. They just haven't really been able to get any final third end product going.
No, and as I say there, be having a look behind him again, you can see them in discussion. The paperwork's out there. Is that a change going in already? Possibly.
Yeah, you wouldn't blame Paul Warne at this point. Now here's Dennis Serkin for Sunderland. He's had a fantastic game so far tonight. Plays it forward looking for Lefay. It's a little bit aimless in the end, and Ebu Adams will deal with it. Thompson, Lefay digging at his heels and wins the ball.
Rate. Dennis will be happy with that, playing at left back. That's what you want from your wide man in front of you, putting a shift in as well, helping out. And he's doing that, Lefay.
Isidore having a little press here on Forsyth, and it's now Elder. Yeah, he keeps us guessing, Paul Warne. Looks like that back three, isn't it? He's chopped and changed his formation many times this season. Forsyth, good mind, may end down his back. Now it's Elder. Crossed into the Sunderland half. Thompson, and now Goodmine. Building slowly, the Rams. Here's Jackson. Meet and drink that one for 09. Lovely touch by Jobe. Offside in any case, I think, against Jackson.
Yeah, he could have played on the referee. They got comfortable possession there, Sunderland. Say Luke O'Nine's cushioned the header into Jobe. He's away. We've got bodies out that side of the pitch. Didn't need to stop the game there.
Hasn't seen much of the action, Jerry Yates, has he?
No, frustrated. Top end of the pitch.
Player who scored 6 league goals in an ailing Derby side at the moment, after joining from Swansea, and won the Goal of the Month award in November for a stunning overhead kick against Plymouth, Sunderland's next opponents this weekend. O'Nien taking his time with the free kick, lumped up with the left foot, straight to Ebu Adams. No Sunderland player within about 30-yard radius of him there. Over the head of Yates, plenty of time for Mepham. He's waiting for Patterson there. Has to deal with it himself in the end. The last thing Sunderland want to do is get into any unnecessary bother at the back.
Yeah, he's waiting for his goalkeeper to come and gather it, isn't he? Anthony Patterson's on his way back to his line.
Sirkin. Harness wins it back, doesn't know an awful lot about it. Shirt pull there by
scrappy,
Sirkin.
isn't it? Yeah, just decision making. Just tidied up a little bit. There we go.
And you were right about the activity down on the bench for Derby. And it's going to be a debut for Lars Jorgen Salvason, who signed from Viking in Norway last week. A striker, and he's played for 7 different clubs in Norway. This will be his first ever game outside of Norway as a professional. And that looks like Ben Osborne as well.
Possibly. Triple change.
Corey Blackett-Taylor, pacey winger.
He's not waiting too long, is he? Paul Warne, just 10 minutes into the second half. Triple substitution.
And the ball comes from that Derby free kick, and it's bounced. And now it's Mendes-Lang, and a crucial block from Chris Mepham.
Yeah, it was, Don't deal with it again. Long ball into the box. Bouncing round, he catches it flush, doesn't he, Mendes-Lang? And it's a big centre-back. His body in the way. Let's have a look, first one, nobody wins it. Luke's just trying to help it out. And Chris Mepham's there, gets a round of applause as well from Trey Human behind him.
Dangers of a slender lead. And try to take the corner quickly, Derby, and Isidore comes away with the ball. And he's got Lafay to his left. It's a huge break on here. It's Isidore. Wilson Isidore for Sunderland! And it's blocked behind for the corner. Enzo Lafay will be raging at his teammate there.
Well, flashback to Hull, wasn't it? And that counter-attack runs half the length of the field there. Wilson Isidore chops inside his man. And then just as he goes to strike, he managed to get the block, and it's a mess from the corner, short corner. Now, out your picture, you see Mienda and Chris Rigg to your left-hand side. You might see Chris Rigg now, and then chops inside, and then I think it's 17, isn't it? Goodmine just gets the block in alongside the keeper.
Yeah, Goodmine, who was beaten by Isidore with that run, gets back to recover. In the corner comes from the right-hand side, and it's cleared away by Callum Elder. What a chance it was for Sunderland there.
Yeah. You mentioned it there, in the space there.
Nice ball by O'Nien. Was that not a free kick? Tricky decision there. Chris Rigg looked to have been hauled down there. Sam Allison waves away the appeals. Derby attempt to come away with the ball, and potentially a foul from Lafay. He lets that one go as well, albeit with an advantage. Here's Goodmine. The Derby crowd getting a little bit more hostile now, and a strong challenge from Dan Neil, and now Sunderland come forward again. Oh, beautiful nutmeg takes him past Goodmine. Here's Mayenda. Strong challenge from Adams throwing.
Yeah, lovely from Dan Neil, wasn't it? Read it, and then a little nutmegs as well. One or two challenges on the far side. The ref allowed play to go on. Dan Neil's maybe asking about the one on Chris Rigg.
Here comes a triple change for Derby. Paul Warne's seen enough without making changes so far, and just before the hour, Caden Jackson is withdrawn. Lars Jorgen Salvason's debut. 28-year-old. Mendes-Lang, the skipper's off as well. Corey Blackett-Taylor is on. And the third and final entrant to the pitch will be Ben Osborne at the expense of Liam Thompson. Ben Osborne grew up a Derby fan, came through the ranks at Nottingham Forest, their bitter rivals, where of course he crossed paths with you, Danny, in that Forest side.
Yeah, Another young one back in the day coming through, Ben. Yeah, neat and tidy player. It's a good career so far, still going.
Made an emotional transfer from Derby, from Sheffield United in the summer to play for his boyhood club. And he's still loved by the Forest fans as well, and that shows when you put in a real shift for a club, how they still appreciate you. Here's Wilson coming in field for Derby meanwhile. First action of the game for Blackett-Taylor against Hume. Heavy touch, Hume beats him easily and wins the ball back. Much to the appreciation of the Sunderland fans, and a short pass from Neil. It still gets through to Mayenda. Wilson couldn't reach it. Mayenda waits for an option. It's Sirkin. Sunderland certainly in no rush. They play it back to the halfway line.
Wilson's come across to this right-hand side now, isn't he? Taylor on the far side.
It's 2 apiece between Oxford and Luton at the Kassam. Luton really need a win. Oxford still there and thereabouts as well, given how tight the bottom half is. Nice touch there from Chris Rigg. He needs a pass now, though. Yeah, I think he was looking there for... It's been given as a Derby throw. Yeah. He was looking for Enzo Lefay. Nice touch there from Chris Rigg, but just shepherded out from Derby.
I was wondering, as he moved Mayenda out to this left-hand side, you see Lefay, he tucked in behind Isidore.
Yeah, you mentioned before the game, didn't you, Danny, about Lefay potentially going centrally, and it looks as if they've done that for the second half.
Yeah. Just had to swap those two, haven't they, Lefay and Mayenda.
Blackett-Taylor lost his footing. Here's Dan Neil on the halfway line out on the right-hand side. Elects to go back to Trey Hume, and subsequently back to Patterson. Spraying those passes out there, Dan Neil. Here's Sirkin. Job's got time to turn. He's got Mayenda up ahead of him. He uses him. There is Mayenda, who scored that 28th minute opener. That's still the difference between these two sides. Nice ball from Job towards Sirkin on the byline. Isidore was coming near post. It's going to be a corner.
Yeah, it's good build-up play again, isn't it? And again, Dan Neil pulling the strings in there, starting the attack off. To get forward again. Dennis, as you mentioned, their first half as well, gets forward every opportunity he can. Wins his side a corner.
Playoff chasing Watford have gone further behind at home to Preston North End. It's 2-0 now at Vicarage Road. Lefay's going to swing this corner in with the right foot. And of course, Sam Allison has to have a word with some jostlers in the 6-yard box.
Packs in the 6-yard box, isn't it? As I say, that in-swinger on top of the keeper.
Ebu Adams and Wilson Isidore. Any bets on them listening to a word of that?
Not really. Guaranteed he's got to blow up here as the ball's in its flight.
And it'll now come from Lefay. Headed up into the sky by Adams, and Rigg will win it back. That's a beautiful touch. Chris Rigg wins another corner.
Yeah, it was a nice touch, wasn't it, from Chris Rigg?
Not 18 till June. Not 18 till June. 51 first team appearances. Incredible. Sunderland fans still in full voice over in that far corner. It's going to be another Enzo Lefay delivery. It won't be, it's going to be a short one. Hume. He's got a man either side. He goes back to Lefay. He was just looking for Sirkin there with that threaded pass. It was blocked by the Derby defence, and now it's back to Luke 09 on the halfway line. Sirkin. Hume still over on the left-hand side, and he's been dispossessed by Goodmine. Derby can break here. It's switched to the left to Salverson, and he's going to play it therefore out to Blackett-Taylor, his fellow substitute. Potentially a rare chance here for Derby. Blackett-Taylor gets past Rigg, out on this left-hand side, in towards Salverson, and now it's Goodmine, and it's up into the crowd.
Yeah, promising, wasn't it, for Derby down that left-hand side as the ball's fed in, and then see Goodmine, sure what he's thinking there, just tries to hook it towards goal, far too much on it. Blackett-Taylor, decent ball, digs a good cross out, Luke just gets enough on it, and as it drops, yeah, go with the left foot there, I think. Goes with the outside of the right.
Been linked with a blown away Corey Blackett-Taylor, but he's just starting to get more opportunities. Here he is now again on the left-hand side. It's a threatening ball. Salverson! What a save by Patterson. Still not away yet. And Trey Hume eventually gets a foot through it.
Yeah.
Great save from Patterson.
Taylor again. That's 2 decent deliveries in the space of a minute down that left-hand side for Derby. Sunderland, yeah. See Dan Neil here trying to get them organised in behind him, tidy things up.
Taylor again down that left.
It's off yard on Chris Rigg, isn't it? And then decent ball over the top of Luke O'Nien.
Salverson denied a debut goal by the right hand of Anthony Patterson, rather. Been watching too much of Sheffield Wednesday, it seems. QPR have taken the lead at Hull, meanwhile. The MKM. Hull looking to spearhead their attack. They've signed Joe Gelhardt, who was once on loan at Sunderland from Leeds. Patterson getting his head to that one.
Just get the tails up a little bit here, Derby. Those substitutions coming into the game.
Here's Joe. Inside to Rigg. Nice touch. He needed 2 men there from Derby to dispossess him. It was Harness in the end. First real chances that Derby have created from Salverson and from Mendes-Lang before that with the Mepham block. Isidore will be of the belief that he'll still get another chance to score in this game. Sunderland appeared to switch off a little bit from that throw-in from Derby on the left.
Yeah, just got to get focused again here now, Sunderland. Say Derby, the crowd can sense it a little bit as well. So the changes, a couple of balls into the box, get behind their side.
Blackett
Man here, yeah, he's on the ball, hasn't he? On that left-hand side, Trey Hume has got to get switched on.
Mepham deals with that
We're
header.
not switched on from the throw-in there, yeah, not sure what happened there, but Jerry
Yates,
yeah,
sees it out in the corner. Another set-piece delivery to defend, and Salverson's certainly put himself about in the air since he's come on. Blackett Taylor on the ball again. He gets between 2 Sunderland men, and he'll have a shot. Joe blocks it and then clears it. And Derby just getting a foothold now. Wilson Isidore's going to chase that one down. Zetterstrom sweeps up the danger. In from the left-hand side towards Salverson. Mepham with a crucial interception. It's away by Hume and back into the mix from Osborne. Nearly bounced kindly for Kane Wilson. It's cleared by Luke O'Nien. Derby
back again, yeah.
Starting to get their tails up a little bit here.
Similar period down at Burnley as well, sort of 60 to 70 minutes where Burnley were getting on top as well. I remember thinking I was trying out for a change or two, and obviously he brought Meander on. Well, have to see if Regis and his coaching staff are going to react here, or Sunderland can just take control of the game again.
Here's Enzo Lefay. Good chance for a break for Sunderland, but Derby win it back in the end. Harness blocked off by Neil. Yates comes away with the ball for Derby. Chance passed up there from the Black Cats. It's going to be Blackett Taylor again on the left-hand side. He's seen so much of the ball since coming on 8 minutes ago, and he's going to cross it to the left-hand side for Salverson. Patterson denies him again.
Yeah. And they're knocking on the door, Derby. Sunderland are giving the ball away far too cheaply again. Enzo Lefay, that time getting caught on it.
Another looping header at the far stick, another diving save from Patterson. Wilson plays it in from the right-hand side. Mayenda didn't do enough to block the cross. It's Harness, it's back to Wilson. They're going to get another stab at it. Wilson with the delivery, behind by Mepham, corner kick.
Ball off the ball coming into the box. Meander's got to do more there. Stop the cross. It's too passive. There's that one from Blackett Taylor. Stands another ball up, doesn't he? Again, Salverson over the top of Luke O'Nien.
You can see the thinking from Paul Warren. That was the earlier chance from Blackett Taylor that was blocked by Joe. He and Lars Jørgen Salverson have linked up well.
Well, I was going to say, these two have shown more in the 10 minutes or so they've been on the pitch than the rest of the Derby side have done previously. Anthony Patterson there, there's a little time out, little breather maybe. Slow the game down.
And Patterson there just getting stretched out that left leg. Chance for a breather midway through this second half. If you're just tuning in, it is Derby 0, Sunderland 1. Eliza Mayenda.
There's that chance now for Wilson Isidore. Good mind there, trying to keep up with him. Can't do it. Gets the blocking in the end, doesn't he? Now.
Good recovery from the Dutchman.
End, yeah.
Sunderland will certainly be hoping they don't live to rue that, especially now considering Sheffield United have turned the game in South Wales on its head. They lead now 2-1 at Swansea City. And that is what promoted sides do. Oxford now lead against Luton by 3-2. Luton cannot catch a break this season, having come down from the Premier League. Completely contrasting to Sheffield United and Burnley. Quick corner taken from Derby. It's Blackett-Taylor this time on the right. Mayenda with the block. Another corner.
Just remember one in the first half, don't I? I'm not sure it's Chris Rigg and Mayenda again, but they're like 20, 25 yards deep there. Surely be on the boundary of the 10 yards and go and press it.
Blackett-Taylor plays it back to Osborne. Will try and knock it to the back stick where Salverson's lurking. Hume wins the header. Salverson will try and retrieve it. Here's Elder. It's going to be a corner, I think, on the left-hand side. Dennis Serkin was believing it should have been a goal kick.
Yeah.
And for the first time in this game,
there, isn't it? Yeah.
The Black Caps have their backs to the wall. Looking to survive on that 1-goal lead. Here's Goodmine. Knocked into the box. Luke O'Nien got there first. Sunderland haven't pushed out. They're staying deep for now. QPR doubling their lead away at Hull. Here's Kane Wilson up against Hume. Comes off Hume, yet another corner for Derby.
Kane Wilson's feeling his hamstring there, struggling.
Yeah, looks to be holding that hamstring, and it's not always an easy one to continue with, that's for sure. Yeah, I think he might have to come off here, usually is with a hamstring. Not happy, Kane Wilson, he's
made
getting
the 3 changes already, haven't they? It's going to be another one for Derby.
Yeah, we're just seeing it back here. Wilson, he was up against Trey Hume. He
does well in the end, Tracy, there. He gets his body twisted around and then in the end stops the cross, and straight away Wilson feels the hamstring.
And Derby, who are depleted for defenders as it is, could now be about to lose their first choice right back. Paul Warncut's a frustrated figure indeed. Derby are readying their final 2 substitutes.
And the other 2 trudge their way back in, know that their night's not happening.
They'll be doing plenty of running on the pitch after the game, I'm sure. Tom Barkhazen is going to be one who comes on. He's played against Sunderland plenty down the years for the likes of Preston and Blackpool. DeJean Brown is sporting the number 39 shirt. He's got 1 goal this season, only 19, but he's a Jamaican youth international. And that's the end of the night for Kane Wilson, who had been growing into the game in this second half of Derby.
Yeah, chopping positions as well, wasn't it? So he started on that left-hand side, left wing back, and then come across to this right-hand side when they made the changes, Derby. Jerry Yates, I think, making weight. It is.
Yeah, chasing a goal, but still taking Jerry Yates off. He's found it hard to
get involved,
get into
really,
things, yeah. In comes the corner then from the right-hand side. It's going to be a left-footed delivery. And it comes, and it's a header wide from Brown with his first touch. He's only been on the pitch a matter of seconds.
Again, it's another one, isn't it? That's several headers they've won, Derby, hasn't it? Ball's coming into the box, he gets the run. Yeah, he's got to do better, hasn't he, really? I know it's his first touch there, just doesn't get enough contact on the ball. You see he's free, never any contact on him.
Completely unmarked. DeJean Brown.
And there we go.
And finally some bench activity from Regis Lebris, and it's going to be Patrick Roberts and Dan Ballard entering the fray. Eliza Mayenda, the goal scorer, making way. Just looked like he was tiring towards the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, moved him out to that left-hand side. I said defensively there. A few minutes ago he gave it up really, didn't he? And I'd say maybe feeling it a little bit.
Dennis Serkin's going to make way for Dan Ballard.
Possibly Luke O'Nien to left back.
Patrick Roberts, once a Derby loanee, helped them under Wayne Rooney to stay up in the lockdown season of 2021.
Yeah, you see Luke down below us come out to the left-hand side. Ballard in alongside Chris Mepham.
First two cards played there by Régis Lebris.
And this evening's official Pride Park Stadium attendance is 27,000.
Just over 27,000 in the house out of a 37-odd capacity for the game tonight. 09 gives it away to Brown. Here's Goodmine. 09 wins it back and clears from the left-hand side. And Rigg just couldn't quite get on the end of that, but he's got it back now. It's a nice touch if he can get ahead of Osborne.
Second half, we're just struggling, aren't we, to get hold of a ball and get a few passes in, really. Similar to where Derby were for a good 20 minutes or so in that first half.
Here's Elder. Blackett-Taylor. Looking to give Roberts a run for his money. He elects to go back, much to the chagrin of the Derby supporters, who want to see their team back on the front foot. Here's Forsyth. Harness. Loses out to Hume. Now it's Roberts. Sunderland looking to now get a sustained spell on the ball. Here's Chris Rigg. Lefay to his left. Rigg goes down there off the ball with Salverson making the challenge. Ballard. Now it's Mepham. Boy, could Sunderland do with another goal here. Here's Patrick Roberts, comes in field as he always likes to do. Here's Dan Neil. Derby quickly getting bodies behind the ball. Lefay's got 09 up ahead of him on the left. He does use him. 09, now Job, they're into the Derby penalty area. If Job can cut inside here, he goes back on his left foot. And it's away by Zetterstrom, the goalkeeper. Got his leg to it, still not away yet. Roberts heads it down to Hume. And it's into the arms of Zetterstrom.
Yeah, gets a yard, doesn't he, Trey? Makes his way into the box. Luke 09 feeds it into his path then. Tries to fizz it across, and I think the keeper gets his left boot on it in the end. See it back now. Just a bit of skill from Job there. Chops inside Goodmine. And then, nobody really on the move though in the middle.
Yeah, Chris Rigg was probably the closest Sunderland man to it, but was unlikely to have reached it had Zetterstrom not intervened. 14 minutes to go of normal time here at Pride Park. Still that Elisa Mayenda goal separating the two sides. Derby are much improved in the past 20 minutes or so, especially since they made their 3 subs with Salverson, Blackett-Taylor and Osborne coming on. Forsyth's ball forward. It was important Hume got to that header with Blackett-Taylor running in behind. Here's Neil. Dan Neil, Job. Looks to play it through to Isidore, and Lefay's running in behind him. He can leave it for Lefay. It's Enzo Lefay for Sunderland. It's Wilson Isidore for Sunderland, and it's into the back of the net. Form is temporary in front of goal, but class is permanent, and Sunderland have a crucial second. They're back off the ropes, and they've punished Derby for not taking their chances.
Yeah, they have indeed. Yeah, Derby had a bright spell, as we said, for 10 minutes or so since the changes, but Sunderland catch them cold. Ball over the top, isn't it? Into Lefay. They have a look across at the linesman on the far side. Flag stays down. Both Wilson, Isidore and Lefay in there. It's bouncing round, and eventually Rose gone up in the crowd there. It's been disallowed.
That's it. Was there an offside in there? I mean, the two of them were looking forward.
There's nowhere near offside there. I think Forsyth's playing him on. Let's have a look.
He leaves it for Lefay in any case.
Does he give it for a foul on that one?
Has he penalised Isidore for the foul? The Derby fans seem to think the goal was being chalked off.
The question there. The only thing, certainly not offside. Let's have a look back now. Keep your eye on Wilson Isidore. Does he make a foul here now? No, that's not a foul. It's coming together. That's not giving us handball, surely.
And Sam Allison didn't give anything.
No, he hasn't given anything there.
The assistant on the near side didn't.
Forsyth, listen, he's booted it off Lefay.
It has been given. It's a goal.
Oh, it has been given, yeah.
It has been
Strange
given.
goals off.
Yeah, the last frame we saw of Wilson Isidore, he was appealing
bemused,
as if it had
didn't he?
been disallowed.
Yeah, exactly.
But Sunderland do lead by 2-0. Sorry there for the confusion. It cut straight back there to Derby on the left-hand side with Salverson trying to get forward and pull a goal back. But it is Derby 0, Sunderland 2, and Wilson Isidore is back in the goals.
Yeah, bizarre goings on. As I say, we're back in the studio, so we're not there to see what was actually going on. But yeah, you look at Wilson Isidore's face, and he looked like the goal had been chalked off, didn't he? And then looking at that, I thought they haven't given it for the handball. But no, the goal stands. Wilson Isidore, he'd be absolutely delighted. As I say, it was the villain, wasn't he, on Friday night? But now he's put his team 2-0 up.
Wins a flick there as well towards Lefay, and it was the second time in the second half when the two of them had gone forward and there should have been a goal resulting from it. Ballard there gets a touch from Brown.
Yeah, he wants to push there. Down Ballard.
Here's Adams. On the right-hand side, Isidore.
Yeah, well, he's not going to give that one because it's pretty much the same as just what's happened on Dan Ballard.
Showing the incident again.
Yeah, I believe it's. Well, we've got 2-0 on the screen here. We're not sure whether it's 1-0. Obviously, as I say, we're back in the studio here now. I can only guess that he's given it a handball there. Forsyth smashed it into Lefay. The referee hasn't given it there. He's looking across at his linesman. Everything's fine.
The assistant hasn't raised his flag.
But Adams runs into the back of balls. I'm not sure what's happened here.
So we're just having it through here.
And there we go.
Now
Yeah,
the score changes to 1-0.
1-0.
While the camera angle was off. An alleged offside. I mean, there didn't look to be an offside there against.
Certainly not
on Lefay, who was running from behind Isidore, but
his flag stayed down, hasn't he? And then the referee, he was jogging back to the halfway line.
Apologies again. It remains 1-0, and Wilson Isidore doesn't have his goal at Pride Park. Really, really strange incident. Certainly not having the rub of the green, Wilson Isidore, in the past few days.
Oh, well, it was a decent finish, wasn't it? In off the underside of the crossbar, it's dropped down for him. Well, when it rains, it pours.
Can Derby punish it? Here's Harness. He receives it from Osborne, plays it out to Blackett-Taylor on the left. Up against Hume. Dan Neal's there as well. Blackett-Taylor blocked by Hume. Away by Jobe. 9 minutes remaining. Isidore went up for the challenge there with Forsyth. Barkhuizen. Cross causing some uncertainty. It's landed at the feet of Brown, who drags it wide. He wants a corner. I don't think he's going to get one.
Yeah. He dragged the shot at him. It may be pushed off Dan Ballard. I don't think he gets the decision.
Still absolutely bemused how it's still 1-0.
Into the last 10 minutes. Sunderland fans trying to see them over the line.
Patterson's kick up towards Jobe. It's good mind for Derby, surrounded by 3 Sunderland players. They get out of it well, Derby. They win the throw on the halfway line. That one will be intercepted though. Comes out to Patrick Roberts, chance for him to run in possession of the ball, and he's played a nice turn as well to get past Osborne, and now he's found Isidore. He needs help. Forced wide by Callum Elder. Here's Roberts again. Patient play from Sunderland. Hume tried to return to Roberts.
Blocked off there on the give and go.
Out for a goal kick. Derby playing from Zetterstrom out from the back. Here's Ebu Adams. Real shame that as well for Wilson Isidore. You could see how much it meant as the ball comes up towards Salverson. It's headed away by Ballard, only as far as Harness, and the referee's going to flag for the free kick.
I don't think it's a great header from Dan Ballard there. Yes, he's backpedaling, but head it wide, he heads it straight back. See it here now, head the ball wide, he heads it, he's got Luke O'Nien there just cushioning it for him, heads it straight to Harness, and then Dan Neil leaves the trailing leg for him.
Threatening position this one for Derby. Middlesbrough now 2 up against West Bromwich Albion in their first game with Tony Mowbray back at the helm, back on Teesside. But right now here, 6.5 minutes left, Patterson organising his wall. Free kick right of centre, 25 yards from goal.
Should we get Job across there, I think, and see left hand side of the wall. Just keeping an eye on that right footed one for Goodmine, just to try and whip it near post.
Goodmine and Osborne both behind it. It's a 4-man wall for Sunderland. Osborne leaves it, Goodmine dinks it in, and it's away well by Patrick Roberts of all people with the header. Now he'll come out to the right and try to fend off Blackett-Taylor. Chris Riggs out there as well, but it comes into the box. Here's Adams, headed back in. Goodmine on the edge of the box, right of centre. Luke O'Nien's going to look to see it out, and he's going to win a foul.
Just a word from the referee. Goodmine leaves a bit on Luke O'Nien as he sees it out of play.
Yeah, he was just chopped down there from the Dutch midfielder.
It's disappointment with the free kick, really, wasn't it? Both himself and Ben Osborne will try and clip a little ball in there rather than taking the strike on. It was a good position, wasn't it? But less than 25 yards out.
We're going to see Salis Abdul Samed for the first time in the Championship. At long last, he's back to full fitness, and he's kind of come on for Chris Rigg for the closing stages to help see this one out. Abdul Samed, no stranger to football at the highest level. He played 6 times in the Champions League last season, including twice against Arsenal.
See Dan Neil there a few minutes ago, you could see him there barking a few of the players. He's not happy with something there. Maybe, I think it was Lefay who's made his way back out to that left-hand side again, dropping really deep. I think he's maybe asking him to go and engage the full-back. He brought it 20-30 yards. Step off the toes of Luke O'Nien. Let Luke do his job. You go and engage the full-back.
O'Nien back on his feet as Hull pull one back at home to QPR late on. See if they can mount a comeback, and hopefully for Sunderland's sake, Derby can't do here at Pride Park. And when we thought for a moment that Isidore had wrapped up the points, it remains 1-0, and Derby are coming forward once again with Barkhuizen. They've been much improved in the second half, Derby. It's a loose pass though, and it's intercepted by Ballard. Runs into trouble, Osborne wins it back, and then Harness loses out to Dan Neil, and Sunderland can counter again. He's only got Isidore in a more advanced position, although Roberts is joining him now far side. Roberts up against Elder, he's back on his left foot, it's blocked by Forsyth. Samed, now Roberts. Looking to give Blackett-Taylor a taste of his own medicine. Sunderland now just looking to settle it down, dictate the tempo again. Here's
Samed just dropping in alongside Dan Neil.
Yeah, deep line midfielder by trade, isn't he? Spent most of his career in France. His last goal 2.5 years ago against Regis Lebris's Lorient side. Here's Luke O'Nien.
Yeah, better from Sunderland. Take the sting out of Derby, just manage it, move the ball around the pitch, know that they've got to come out and chase those openings.
This is what Lebris will want, isn't it? It's Ballard, Salverson up there, pressing on his own. Samed. Job. Nice footwork again. Always a player to rely on to keep the ball. DeJean Brown's down for Derby, but Sunderland continue. It's Hume. Roberts on the right-hand side. He's got 2 Derby men jockeying him, and he's going to play it inside to Job. Job for Sunderland. Patrick Roberts. Forsyth again denies him with the block.
He was deep, wasn't he, in front of the keeper as well there, Forsyth, but he gets the block in, and then, say Brown's down. Used all the subs as well, Derby, haven't they?
They have done, yeah. It looks as if Derby might have to finish this one with 10, depending on how Brown is. And
hamstring again.
Could be another hamstring, which would mean they will be a man down. During this stoppage in play, I'll have to ask you, Danny, who is your Sunderland man of the match?
I'm going to go for Dan Neil. I think he's been excellent in there. Said towards sort of 20 minutes on from the first half, just orchestrating things, getting on the ball, ticking us over. And again, the moments we've had and been calm on it. Second half, he's been excellent. See it there now. He plays that little ball in, and there's the ball over the top. Something I mentioned earlier. We don't do it enough. Ball over the top there. It's not offside. Flag stayed down. I can only guess he's give handball there against Lefay. But look, linesman's going back towards the halfway line. Referee, he's not there, so there's not an offside in there.
It's what we're hearing was given to deny the goal, but
I don't know where the offside is, because look, the linesman, he's still not. The flag's not up.
And it was Lefay who initially chased it from way behind Isidore in the defensive line.
Forsyth was the linesman's side, and he was deeper anyway, playing them on. So I'm baffled by that.
Me too. And then when it cut
Sure,
back,
that
Derby were attacking down the left, and we thought it was 2-0 momentarily.
Isidore thinks the footballing gods are against him at this moment in time.
Absolutely. Derby get play restarted. Forsyth, they're knocking it long up to Salverson, who seems very good in the air from the evidence of the second half since he's come on. This is Derby debut. Isidore's off the pitch now. He's been replaced by Leo Hjelde. It looks as if, oh no,
I think it's Lefay, is it?
Lefay who's come off, yeah.
Side.
Leo Hjelde's on the pitch. Regular defensive cameo maker. The longest he's played in a championship game this season, 7 minutes, yet he's made quite a few appearances. And it's a free kick won there by Dan Ballard.
Yeah, he likes this one, Regis, doesn't he? He just drops him on this left-hand side, left midfield. Last few minutes of a game. He actually played really well, I think, a couple of weeks ago against Stoke in the FA Cup. Been waiting for an opportunity from the start, and I think I give him man of the match that day. Thought he had a decent game, Leo Hjelde.
Always positive as well around the place.
Yeah, seems like, doesn't he? Good character, yeah.
Still only 21 as well.
The board's gone up there, I'm not sure what was said.
Was that 7?
We'll see Paul Warne clapping the fourth official, so I think he's happy with what's gone up.
Patterson knocks it upfield. It's out to Harness and then out to the left-hand side to Ben Osborne, who's going to play it to Blackett-Taylor, and Derby spread the play here. Salverson's in the middle. Chris Mepham looking to hold up Blackett-Taylor and see that one out for a goal kick.
Good again from Chris Mepham again. Trey Hume applauding him because he's high up there and he's 1v1. He fancies it against Chris Mepham, but it's good defending. Doesn't have to touch the ball, gets his body across him, sees it out of play. And his full-back applauds him.
Paul Warne will be encouraged by what he's seen from his Derby side, but ultimately not yet on the score sheet, and we're hoping from a Sunderland perspective it certainly stays that way. Regis Lebris will have a lot on his mind himself. It's going to be a long remaining 6 minutes of stoppage time. Patterson's clearance up towards Hjelde. 09 moves it forward. Nice touch from Isidore. Hjelde, he's got some space to run into here. A little bit too much on that for Isidore down the left.
To be fair, there's a bit of space for him there, but nosebleed territory for Leo Hjelde, but a bit of space for him to step into as he tries to reverse it to Wilson Isidore.
Here's Adams for Derby. Into stoppage time now, still that Eliza Mayenda goal separating the two teams. Sunderland on the verge of inflicting a 5th straight league defeat on Derby County, who are in free fall but have been much improved in the second half. Here's Trey Hume up against Osborne down the right hand side. He's had his shirt pulled. There's surely a free kick right in front of the assistant.
Those ones you have a look at the linesman, don't you, for the flag to go up there. Now whether he's spoke to the ref on his headset. Ben Osborne's not happy. I think it is a foul. He pulls Trey Hume back, doesn't he? See it here now. Keep your eye on Ben Osborne. There, he's got a shirt, drags him down.
Yeah, it's not even 6 2 3s. Looks a Stonewall foul on Hume there by Osborne. Sunderland fans in rapturous voice at the moment. We're looking to head 180 miles back up to Wearside with 3 points in the bag. Be another throw in right by the corner flag for Sunderland as they look to see out these final embers at Pride Park. Can't hear too much from the Derby supporters.
No, you see a lot of empty seats there now. Lost hope of what's going on in the middle of the box there.
Yeah, Adams and Hjelde looks like came together there. Hjelde's down. Yeah, just a altercation off the
there,
ball.
isn't he?
Adams doesn't have a lot of time for it, but Hjelde's appealing to the referee.
Yeah, obviously the ref's looking the other way, isn't he? The far side of the throw in, coming together.
Play resumes now, Sunderland trying to keep it in the corner. But Derby move away with the ball and they knock it long. And it's going to be one to chase for Blackett-Taylor, the paciest man on the pitch for the Rams. Ballard plays it back to Patterson, Salverson was lurking. And Watford have got one back against Preston. It could be too little too late for the Hornets, but they'll be hoping to throw caution to the wind for an equaliser. Meanwhile, it's Tom Barkhuizen for Derby County. Now Callum Elder. Salis Abdul Samed on his back for two number 20s, and now Osborne's going to knock it forward for Blackett-Taylor. Mepham and Hume are both there, and Hume comes away with the ball and clears down the right channel. Now here come Derby again. They're going to start with Ebou Adams on the halfway line. Derby fans becoming increasingly frustrated with their side not getting it forward in a hurry, but they don't want to lose it on the break. Barkhuizen.
Yes, so at least they're released, doesn't he? Going pressing up there alongside Isidore, just forcing Derby back.
Hjelde's going to press now, Barkhuizen again, and it's up into the air for Ebou Adams on the right hand side. Handball appeals. They survive from Derby, or they don't. Pull back for a free kick, and Sunderland can have some respite. Crucial respite.
Yeah, it just pops up, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, left arm, isn't it? Two Sunderland players appealing for it to get the decision in the end.
Yeah, he didn't look too incensed by it, Adams, either. I think he knew he recognised his guilt with the handball. Luke O'Nine's going to launch this one forward. Sunderland getting ever closer now. Derby throwing. And wanting the press there, Sunderland, they're not going to get it, but Callum Elder is on the ball. He's going to knock it forward with his left foot in towards the Sunderland defence. It's headed away by Ballard, but Derby get the second ball with Adams. He's going to launch it into the box. Patterson comes for it and makes a crucial punch. Job with a fresh air clearance. It's back out to Barkhuizen. The danger is not clear yet. It comes in and Trey Hume wins that header, and Roberts just needs to keep the ball and he'll come forward with it. Needs a bit of support. He's got two Derby men up against him and he comes away with the ball. Patterson with a crucial punch there as it came in from the right.
Yeah, decent ball in, wasn't it? Caused a bit of confusion back there for Sunderland.
Luke O'Nine running forward with this one. Now it's Hjelde. He's being told to take it to the corner and he's obliging. He's up against Barkhuizen. Luke O'Nine slides through and wins the ball from Ebou Adams, who stays down. Derby need to get on with it. They have not got long left at all. Craig Forsyth closed down by two Sunderland men. They're out on their feet at the moment. The 97 minutes are up. Derby are knocking it forward, and that's it. Sunderland have got the 3 points at Pride Park. Eliza Mayenda's first half goal, enough to separate the two teams. We thought it was two. We thought Wilson Isidore had crashed one in off the bar, but it was disallowed for an alleged offside, which we'll, I'm sure, find out more in the closing stage after the game. But Sunderland do get, Isidore speaking there to Sam Allison. Yeah. He doesn't get his goal this time, but Sunderland will take a massive 3 points back to the northeast.